Welcome to the Broken Record Podcast. This is not the name of the podcast, but it should be the name of any segment that anyone does about the New Orleans Saints because it's basically the same thing. It's a broken record. But the problem is that we have an impatient fan base that doesn't understand what we're looking at, and we're constantly trying to blame and give. We're giving blame to what we think we should give blame to instead of what is actually there. We're not analyzing the numbers, looking at what is our eyes telling us, and making that assessment based on that. We're going by our feelings, and this is one thing that I hated about having a quarterback dispute in the offseason, that we should have never had this. We should have drafted Will Johnson, and this is going back hindsight. Hindsight is 2020. We draft Will Johnson and we go with Rattler. We see what we got because we're rebuilding anyway. We see if Rattler can make it. The problem now is that our organization overdrafted for a quarterback very high at 40, which is not really high. It's like you don't draft a quarterback in the second round. That's not someone that's jumping off the screen. That's like that should be a steal for you. The problem is we drafted a guy in the second round, the 40th pick of the draft, that wasn't a steal. Actually, no one was going to draft him. We did that. And we put that pressure on him to be something that he's not, because he was never going to come in and beat Rattler for the job. But most fans wanted him to, and coaches wanted him to, just to justify that pick. So now every loss is now being blamed on the one consistent guy that's actually playing well. Like, we have a guy right now that's young enough to have a trajectory of seeing what we have. You know, let's say if Spencer Rattler was drafted this year, we would want to see what we have. You know, being 0-3 in a new organization and a new coaching staff with new plays, playing against, being the underdog in every single game, and you're the only constant positive, we wouldn't be looking down on him. That's why Caleb Williams still have a job, and he had an opportunity to play a bad defense today, and he had a great showing. This is what you expect from a young guy that you're seeing, that you're watching, that's developing under a coach. But the problem is we drafted a guy so early that now he has the fan base in a tizzy where they feel like they need to see Tyler Shough every time the Saints lose, even if it's not the quarterback's fault. And that's the problem. You should not be calling for the quarterback's job right now. You should, however, be calling for the GM's job. You should be asking the coach to do more, because right now the New Orleans Saints is the most undisciplined team in football. In the first quarter, we've had 9 penalties in the first quarter. It went from 0-0 with us in a position to score to 21-0 in the first quarter in less than 10 minutes. Like, these are the things we should talk about. And I have the stat sheet pulled up because I want us to look at the numbers here, because we're blaming things that's not at fault here. Okay, we're looking at Sam Darnold. Didn't light us up. Wasn't amazing. 14 for 18, 218 yards, 12 yards a pass, 2 touchdowns, and 98 QBR. Pretty much a perfect game. Drew Lock came in and completed 1 pass. So we're bad. We're a bad defense. We only gave up 233 yards passing. So that's letting you know that we're not getting much pressure on the quarterbacks. They're not losing yards via sacks. They're not throwing behind because they're both passing for over 5 yards, 5 yards of pass completion. That defense didn't help at all. Okay, our quarterback did not have the greatest game. He's 28 for 39, 218 yards, under 6 yards a pass, under 6 yards a pass catch, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 2 sacks for 13 yards, 41 QBR, and he did not look amazing. And we can say that, but we can't blame him for that. The problem is that he didn't have time. We have a makeshift offensive lineman. I'm tired of making excuses for the guy. I think fans should be able to see that you can put Tyler Shough in there for 1 drive and he's still not going to be able to do anything because we don't have anything out there right now. Kamara averaged 2 yards a run. Keandre Miller averaged 4 yards a run. Like we're bad. Okay. Chris Olave had 10 receptions, 5 yards a catch. So why is a receiver having? This looks like a running back right here. Why are you catching the ball so short? What? Because we don't have time. We have to get the ball out quickly. Like we're watching these games, but we're not understanding. Look at these receivers over here for Seattle: 19 yards a catch, 10 yards a catch, 15 yards a catch, 23 yards a catch. This is how receiver yards are supposed to look when you have time to throw the ball. I want to go to team stats because I don't think we're realizing what we're seeing here. Okay, we had 21 first downs, 22 first downs. You can't blame the quarterback for that. 12 passing first downs, 11 passing first downs. Third down efficiency, we were 5 of 15. We had more first downs than they had 3 of 9. They only had to get 3 first downs on third down. They only had to move the sticks 3 times to win the game by 31 points. We had 70 total plays. They only had 54 total plays. 284 yards, 320 yards. Just 40 yards. They only had 40 more yards than us. 12 drives, 11 drives. We averaged 4 yards a play. They averaged 5.6 yards a play. 205 yards passing, 233 yards passing. Are you seeing what I'm showing you here? We didn't lose because of our offense. There's a special teams interception. There's a special team right here, touchdown right here. Time of possession, we had the ball more. We had the ball longer. We really wasn't more efficient, but we had more 4th down completions than they had. Pretty much had the same amount of first downs. Our quarterbacks didn't look exactly different. Our running back yards, like these are not, the statistics are telling us what's going on here. So if I come over here, you can see right here. We had 11 penalties. They had 8, but the yardage were kind of similar. Possession. We had more possession. The problem was our special teams. And I was trying to find the special team stats, but I couldn't find it. But the problem was we gave up a punt return for a touchdown. We gave up another punt return that was close to a touchdown. We had a punt block, and we missed a field goal. Those turn of events happened so quickly that we ended up 21-0 in less than 10 minutes of the first quarter, where now we had to find our way to come back the entire game, and we just couldn't. We don't have the firepower to come back. That's not the game that we're playing. We're not playing a game where we can come back. We have veteran running backs. We have receivers that really don't get that much separation. We have an offensive line that doesn't block. So we're not going to be coming back from 21-point deficits. And we have a defense that just can't get stops and can't get off the field. We have penalties that come when they're not supposed to come. And it's just right now, our main culprit is not the quarterback. I know some of you just, for some reason, you didn't like Spencer, so you blame him. You gotta, as a Saints fan, you can't blame the person just because you don't like the person. That's not how you evaluate talent. You have to be honest with your assessment and what you're seeing. Like, because what you're gonna do is you're gonna take. If the coaches were dumb, I don't want to call you dumb, but if the coaches were like you all and they took him out just to placate your desires, and they put in the other quarterback that's clearly not ready behind the offensive line that's not good, receivers that can't get separation, you're going to hurt that young man's emotion, and he's not going to realize when he has a 5 interception game going out there throwing for 30 yards and wondering, like, does he belong in the NFL? You're going to ruin that kid, man. He's not ready yet. The reason why Spencer Rattler started, not because he's the franchise quarterback per se, but because he has the ability to make things shake when there's nothing there. And that's what you're not giving him credit for, because you're blaming him for the loss when you're not realizing that he's making a lot of things happen without the proper ingredients to make it happen. So I just wanted to say, man, we can stop blaming the quarterback. I know you won't, because you want to see it, and I, for one, I really just want to just go ahead and do it. because you're going to ruin potential there. When you're evaluating talent in a rebuild year, you're evaluating potential. So if you're evaluating potential and you're looking at the potential, the guy to blame wouldn't be the guy that's showing the potential. I don't think you guys the reason why we're calling for Quincy Riley is because the guy in front of Quincy Riley is not showing potential. The reason most of you are calling for Tyler Shough is not because Spencer Rattler's not showing potential. It's because you just don't like him. That's not how football works. It's not off of emotions. It's off of talent on the field. Our running back got us 18 carries for 42 yards. But because you like him, you're not asking for Kendre Miller. And Kendre Miller averaged more yards per carry than him with less carries. See, that would be something that you would say, well, maybe you'll be questioning, is Kamara getting older because he's not contributing like you would want to contribute. Let me show you the box score. If you think I watched the game, okay? 4 yards a carry, 2 yards a carry. So you're not going to call for Alvin Kamara's job because you like Alvin Kamara's job. Let me show you another one. Why is it taking Chris Olave 10 receptions and 14 targets to get 57 yards? When Shaheed only needed 4 receptions for 42 yards. And it's the same exact thing that happened last week. Only 6 targets. Why isn't Shaheed getting the ball more? Why aren't you calling for the right things? They're calling for something based off emotion instead of calling for what the stats are telling you. Why aren't we calling for Groupie's job, who missed the kick in every single game this year? That's the person that you should be calling for him. Get Groupie off the field. Let's go find us a kicker that's going to make the chip shots. We have to constantly put our young quarterback, because I think you guys are forgetting that this guy right here is younger than this guy. So if there's potential here and there's potential here, and this guy's proven to be better, you roll with the potential. That's how coaching works. You know why Sam Darnold is not in Minnesota right now? Because the guy they drafted is younger. That's it. That's the only reason. J.J. McCarthy's younger, so they wanted to give him a shot. And look where they are now. J.J. McCarthy's out, and he's probably the worst quarterback drafted from that draft last year. You can't just call for the next person just because they were drafted, man. That's not how it works. This guy should have shown you something to warn him. He didn't show you anything. They basically had a mirror match in preseason, and this guy actually was ahead of camp the entire camp. So that's my rant. I'm probably going to do some more rants throughout the week because this one was just tough to watch. And I really don't even want to talk about it anymore. I want to burn the tape. I'm going to go over some film a little bit later, but we're blaming the wrong person, and we got to stop blaming the wrong person, because if you continue to blame the wrong person, you're going to get what you want, and it's going to get worse. We're evaluating talent. It's a rebuild. This is the worst game we've played in a while. Like, even the last year blowouts weren't as bad as this. This looked bad, and it looked bad because the team, offense and defense, weren't the real problems per se. The special teams just destroyed the game, and then the defense couldn't hold on, and the offense just broke. It was like a domino effect. The defense let domino fell. The special teams domino fell. The defense domino fell afterwards, and then all of a sudden the offense just went to shreds. But look at these receivers here: 5 catches, 3 catches, 2, 1, 2. Their offense didn't dominate us. Look, 38, 27, 20. Their offense didn't dominate us. They just got great field position, do special teams, and they capitalized on it. I don't think, did they punt? Let me go see. Did they punt? And that's my last stat I'm going to look at. Let me go see if they punt. Okay, I don't care. But yeah, I'm out, man.